ministerial fire. And ministerial fire is the basis of Ligo Leon's theory of autoimmune disorders, where literally the spleen sheath collapses in on itself. And since the spleen sheath fortifies the defense sheath, which circulates at the surface of the body, that when there's an implosion, when there's an empty space inside, the wave sheath collapses inward, creating internal heat, and literally the very defensive chi of the body-mind attacks the self. And you start to get problems where literally the patient is consuming themselves, and they don't have enough supply underneath to bring out this preventative defensive chi to the surface. And the source of defensive chi is ministerial fire. And the ministerial fire, there's two fires.
I was once in New Mexico.
One is the mountain fire to harvest, is called Junyo, was March, and Sav gets very muddy, and which is a vehicle got started the aluminum.
Literally.
It's also
so it's spinning, zoom, 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 zoom. It's getting hotter and harder. The wheels are getting hot. The engine's getting hot. The car's just sinking deeper.
The heart is disordered, which is the shed.
Let it rest.
Consciousness, everything.
One of
else
us got in the
goes
cab,
down.
just did a little nudge,
And if the shen
and it
is
came
not
out.
anchored in the heart,
Minimum
then the
force
other fire, which is
allowed
allowed
in
in stereo to release, you didn't have to
which
use
is
set
set
up.
up.
Which the non-Jin calls the yang in its excess turns to yin. Xiao Yin in its excess turns to it can't circulate through the
Skillful
organs,
means.
and it circulates primarily through
And if
the
you were going to
sun,
bring in
jiao,
the
triple
like,
burner, and gallbladder, which is the
antibiotics
Xiao
or
Yang.
anti-inflammatory
And in the blood,
crazy
through the Jueyan,
supplements or something like that, it would be
liver
like,
and
oh,
pericardium.
the wheel is spinning, it's
When
spinning, it's
the
getting so
emperor
hot,
is
it's
destroyed,
smoking. Well, let's make it snow.
Sovereign fire.
Let's pour water on the everything down. That'll
Disturb the heart
Ring without end, which is
and
based
create
on
what modern
statements in the
medicine
Master
calls
Chain.
inflammation in the Ling Shu, about how the
At
Chinese
the same
discovered
time,
a circulatory system, not necessarily
it
just
can
in
also
blood
become
vessels,
chaotic,
but of everything,
and not
that
flow
everything was an
properly.
unbroken chain,
An
and
unbroken
so
system.
really then the
Keeping
Chinese
that
medicine
system
becomes like an open
guiding,
and free flowing
bring things
was really
back
what the
into
main
proper
key to
order,
health,
proper
and how that
relationships.
resonated with the healthy earth, where everything was
And
also
I have made some
not
damn
damp,
deals.
not blocked. Things are moving, they're clean, they're not turbid, and they're recycling each other. You know, the water comes down, creates mist, hits the mountains, comes up, makes clouds, and there's a whole cycle there, a natural cycle, that our bodies also have these kind of cycles, and we can nurture them as the gardeners, as Ephraim Kornigold said many, many years ago. We're tending the garden of the human life, as corny as that sometimes sounds to some people. So I had this experience with the extraordinary vessels. I've been studying them in terms of like underground rivers. Like not this winter, but the winter before, after many years of drought, the Central Valley all of a sudden had basketfuls of rain, like huge amounts of rain and snow. And as it started to melt in the spring and came down the mountains, a lake that had been gone for, 100 years, 200 years, Lake, is it Kuchuma was?
Kuchuma.
Yeah, it refilled again. There was all of a sudden a lake, right? And a lot of this water that collected percolated underground into underground aquifers and underground rivers. And in the human being, the metaphor for that in the system is the Qi Qing Ba Mai, the 8 extraordinary vessels. According to the Nanjing, they're the vessels that collect the overflows of fluid, of water, of qi, and store them deep inside the body. Well, I had a treatment